Morning driver, start up your train here at Chester before heading down to Fiddlers Ferry. Press F1 for your briefing. As this is a class 7 train, your max speed is 45. So H for headlights, I for instrument lights, and I think we're ready to go. Yeah, DTG 20, it's not very complicated train. There's a 31 to Manchester Victoria to Juliet 35 from Bangor. There's an April Pacific from West Hampton Thameslink to Holyhead. We now have a yellow aspect, so forward, brakes, and power's about 57. So starting Chester, speed limit is 25 miles an hour, and we have about 18 miles to our next stop, which will be the runaround loop at Appley. Tractors from Guybridge to Penman Moor. So we have a clear home signal and a yellow distance signal. It's basically the equivalent to a single yellow. Yeah, there's a reason why 20s are called choppers. I think I need to turn the desktop down a bit. Yeah, there's a reason why 20s are called choppers. Because they sound like a helicopter. So the scenario is called 7 Foxtrot 33 1103, point of air colliery to Fiddlers Ferry. So I was taking over from the previous driver here at Chester, waiting for a clear path before heading to Warrington. Run around your loaded coal train there so you can head to the power station at Fiddlers Ferry. Year is 1992. So head to Boulders Pool Loop, first there and stop at Fiddlers Ferry. So 24 miles. So yeah, as the train's head code starts with 7, this train is limited to 45 miles an hour. We're also on the South Lancashire and North Cheshire Railway again. So it is available on Backdated Train Sim, covers Chester in the south to Preston in the north, Liverpool in the west and Manchester in the east. It's a very expansive network set in the BR Blue period. So if you try the scenario base more recently, you will find that there are a few missing stations, like Whiston, Runcorn East, and a few more that I think aren't in here. It is also work in progress, like every line doesn't have scenery. For example, the line from Highton to Wigan is unfinished, the line from Manchester to Wigan via Warrington is unfinished. Also, I think Stanlow is unfinished too. If you don't know where Stanlow is, you come off the line at Helsby, then head left, or I guess right. Head right towards Ellesmere Airport. That's where Stanlow is. Yeah, hopefully they can finish it so we can do like a double 37 run from Stanlow towards Manchester Victoria. Then the next driver will take it over to Leeds via the Calder Valley. Right, these signals, they should turn to green just as I get close to them. Like that. Yeah, the signals on this route, they really do have a mind of their own. So on the front we have 20 R23. Yeah, I can't figure out how to get the marker light on. Maybe it's something to do, or maybe it's something to do with the, yeah. If I put it like that. Tail lights. Nothing. Right, how do you get the marker light on? Cab light. Different lights. Okay, down is off. Up is tail. Middle is that. Well, how do you put the marker light on? See, on the front we have 20 R23, and on the rear we have 2133 in BR Blue. And then we have a bunch of, I think I have 35 HAA hoppers with loaded coal. So it is a pretty lengthy train. So the next station will be Helsby, then Thrashing, then come off the line at Warrington Bank Quay, reverse there, go under Warrington Bank Quay towards Fiddlers Ferry. So yeah, it's not very long distance, it's just very slow. Because we're limited to 45 and then we have to run around at Warrington. Also, I'm pretty sure these pair of 20s, the Rail Freight one and the BR Blue one, they're both in Somerset at the moment. So I think it's like 60-ish% off. Let me just check. Yeah, 50% off. So instead of the train being £2.99, it's now £1.50. I think £1.50 for this is a massive bargain. So I think it lasts until July 8th, 2021. The recording is the 4th of July. Yeah, hopefully AP could do something better with the 20, because so far the only thing we've done with the 20 is the sound pack. Maybe AP could do like a brand new 20 with a brand new model with RN GSMR. Maybe they could save time and just do an enhancement with better sounds, better physics, make the throttle not so make the power notch not so sensitive. Because I think this model is pretty much a good basis for an enhancement. This model, it looks good, it has lots of features, I guess. I mean, it even has the source speaker jaw. It has open windows. Yeah, I don't know why Dovetail didn't put in like an LRN anywhere. It also lacks the it also lacks the AWS switch thing. Because if you look around here, there's nothing for the AWS, just a fire extinguisher. Okay, here we have the second controls with a tiny window. So yeah, in real life I have been down here. I think a couple of weeks ago I went to Manly with work. Pretty much meeting my work colleague for the first time, because I work from home. Because I don't think the office is big enough for us. Because originally the dev team where I work was 3 people, and now the team I'm part of is 9. And then you think about every other department, and then the space in the office really isn't big enough. So yeah, we're all working from home, which is fine. I do save a lot of money. Maybe you kind of wonder what it's like to work in an office and see your colleagues face to face instead of through a webcam. It says Helsby. So on the day I went to Manlamere, veg. So on the day I went to Manlamere, I got the train from Rochdale into Victoria. Got the tram over to Piccadilly, or walked over to Piccadilly. Then got a Transport for Wales train to Helsby. Yeah, I was expecting a 175, but yeah, a 150 and a 158 turned up. Yeah, hopefully someday Transport for Wales can be added to Know Your Train. say our next station is Thrashing. So this scenario is set in 1992. So you see your 20s, 56, 37, 86, 87, 20s, 90s, 08, Tampa. You know those things. Yeah, tire low stutter. It's not very bad. I think when tracing is on again another tile, the firmware drops to about 14, 15. Tractor. This is Thrashing. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm not sure what the next scenario for this will be. Probably like a core train from, I think it's Parkside. Parkside? I don't know, it's here. Yeah, Parkside. Past that colliery into Fiddlers Ferry. And hopefully at some point AP will do like a 60 enhancement. So you could like load the core trains out of a Point of Air on the North West Coast or Parkside on here. They could do like the double runaround at Arkley and then head into Fiddlers Ferry. Or you can do the opposite way, take the empty coal hoppers out of Fiddlers Ferry, then run around in Warrington, then head back up towards Chester. I could do it in a 56 in a grid. It's Thrashing Junction. I think the line to the left goes towards Liverpool via Runcorn. Which today is used by the Transport for Wales services from Chester to Liverpool via Runcorn. I think it's 175 to do that. And also somewhere around here should be Runcorn East, which is a weird station because Runcorn East opened in 1983 and this route is set between 1985 and 1985. So Runcorn East should be on the route, but it's not. So climbing up a level gradient shouldn't be too long until we get to Alfley. Yeah, the inclusion of the tunnel, it's amazing, really. They're just like fades across the cap. So last night, as in the 3rd of July, I went out with some work colleagues in middle of Manchester. So I got train 2 Romeo 80 from Rochdale into Victoria, which was formed on 458752. I met up with the work colleagues in Victoria, then to Oxford City Centre for bar drinking. Of course, because of fucking Corona, you have to make a booking, otherwise you can't be seated. Well, for most of them anyway. First place I went to was NQ64, I think it was called. Pretty much it's like a bar underground with lots of arcades and consoles in it. I think I played House of the Dead from 1996. Mario Kart Double Dash because I had a GameCube. Tekken 3. Mortal Kombat 3. I think it was Tekken 2. Then we dished that because there was a lot to do and it was boiling. Walked around the city centre for a bit. And I think it was called some other. Yeah, that's a great description, that. Yeah, it was called Lock 91, so LOCK then 91. It's near around DTG station. The outside bit is literally just under the tram track and one of the viaduct arches. So all you can hear is trams going over the top, you can't hear what anyone's saying. But then behind you is the Bolton corridor from Brooks Road and Deansgate. So I think the first thing I drank there was something, what they call Diamond, I think it's about 5% alcohol. Had a few of those. I also had JD and Coke, which was very, very sweet, because Coke is sweet by itself, then JD is also sweeter, so it's just a shit ton of sugar. And then by that point, it was like 10:30, and last train from Victoria to Rochdale is at 23:32, and Lock 91 is in Deansgate, Victoria is on the other side of the city centre. Also, trying to navigate the city centre while half pissed is the mission by itself. Because you know when you're pissed, when walking in a straight line becomes a challenge. So I thought it was a good night out. Not everyone that I worked with came because of football. Yeah, if we were to do it again, we would definitely make a booking. Just so I don't have to walk around everywhere and do exercise. So line from the left is the West Coast Main Line from Crewe and London. Oh yeah, South Lancashire and North Cheshire, or Slank, it doesn't go to Crewe, it just goes to Chester. So if you want to do PR Blue period or like 90s period from Crewe to Preston, you're better off doing Missing Link on ATS. Well, unless you wanted to do like Chester to Preston, I don't think trains do Chester to Preston. To change the Warrington. It's 35, 30. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what would have been these sightings. So I just guessed at Cole because of Fiddlers Ferry. Why is that milepost floating? Weird. So you have a rail freight grid, then you have a sectors grid. Yeah, just turn the volume back up because we're not doing anything particularly loud. Oh yeah, if you're also wondering what I do for a job, I work in web development with WordPress. For 20 grand a year. And if you think 20 grand is a lot, it's not really, because with the salary you have taxes and bills. So I think taxes in the UK, I think it's 20%, I think, I'm not too sure. Then you have like bills like your car, fuel, road tax, insurance, bills, more bills, even more bills. Yeah, but for me, I don't have a car because I don't trust myself with one. Yeah, I don't really trust myself with a car because I just end up crashing it. So the only bill I have is rent, which is $100 a month, which is a bargain really. So yeah, the 20% of 20,000 is 4,000, plus rent is $100 a month. So 100 times 12 is 1,200. So 4,000 plus 1,300 is 5,200. So yeah, bills is about a quarter of my salary. So 20,000 is not really a lot. So I think in total, what I get is about 15,000. I think people can relate to that, a quarter of the salary being bills. So on the left is Appley Yard. Bottom are cargo wagons, some coal hoppers, some coaches, whatever you want. In order to get to Fiddlers Ferry, you'll have to run your train. Please stop at Wilders Pool Loop 1 and wait for the instructions. Make sure all manual junctions are set correctly using 2D map, which is weird because when I actually test drove this, there actually aren't any manual junctions, they're all automatic. And I was too lazy to change it. I just forgot. On the left is Don Crete's Tampa, just doing nothing. I think it's 15 coming to the road. Yeah, it is. Approved. Apple Junction signal box, which for DJ App, and DJ App streamed the scenario the other day. Yeah, for some reason he had a lot of milk balls. Yeah, I think the milkman kind of lost a few from his flow. So yeah, the devs of the route. The devs of the route, they did a really good job with the route. Looks really nice, especially for a freeway route. Cutting over all the way to the right into the loop. So to stop at the end of the loop, then run around and then head towards Fiddlers Ferry. I also really like how AP kind of mixes sounds with these the ha hoppers. So coming to a gentle stop. Put the handbrake on the first and last hoppers of the train and stop at the hitching ahead of you. Okay. So handbrake on the rear, handbrake on the front. Outside. A couple successful. brakes. Forward. I'm just moving forward a bit. Just bring it to a gentle stop. Now switch car to the other 20 and run via loop 2 so you can couple to the other end of your train. So headlights, speed brake, neutral lights, forward and power. So now we're in the cab of 2133. You run the train to the other end, then couple back up to the hoppers and then head towards the power station. I'm not sure if Fiddlers Ferry is actually in use today because most power stations have either shut down or just converted over to biomass like Drax. Yeah, first time I actually saw a 70 was actually at Warrington on a core train out of Fiddlers Ferry. I think I missed it coming into Fiddlers Ferry during the daytime, and then by the time it was going back out, it was like pitch black and raining, and I think it was like 1 AM. Okay, just stop the train just before this signal. Shut down the cab and move back into the other 20 so you can couple to your hoppers. So can I gently couple to these and not slam into them like sometimes do? Yeah, it's not in every scenario where you get to run around stuff. Because most scenarios are just like A to B with multiple stops in between. Gently. Also, move back to the other 20 so you can head off to Fiddlers Ferry. Go to release brakes. So we have a clear signal, which we might have. I don't know. And let's keep going. So after thrashing out of the loop, now heading back towards our play, but instead of going left, we're going straight on. So under Bank Key and then into Fiddlers Ferry. So I just put a bunch of locos around here. So 47, a Dovetail 60, which it has a good model, but as usual Dovetail just fucked up the sound because Dovetail can't do sound. And a pair of PEDs, or 31s. I think this is the first scenario to do for this ferry that didn't come with the route. Yeah, I should do one going out of this ferry, but this time towards Parkside and not back to Chester. So you get to do the double run around. So run around here at West something, then to one near Arkway, then go through Bank Key towards into Willows, and then go right towards Parkside, Colliery. So off the top is Warrington Bank Key station. Yeah, some occlusion would be nice. Well, that's a really weird signal because signals are normally on the left and one's on the right. Also, the thing about this section is that there are there are a lot of signal boxes in a really short distance, which is a bit strange. Because I thought a signal box could cover like a few miles and not a few feet. The thing about this line is that if you go straight on after Fiddlers Ferry, you will eventually get to Ditton, and then it's Liverpool. I wonder if we are maybe do like a coal train from the Liverpool port where the biomass comes in, but coal, and then take it to Fiddlers Ferry. Just run around here. Right, the signal changed just as I was about to pass it. And yes, I was also timing it very sporadically, and nothing was happening. Yeah, these signals are really strange. Also, speed limit is going up to 40 miles an hour. It is done really well. You've got foliage, you've got buildings, you've got factories, warehouses. You know, very industrial. So in the distance you can see Fiddlers Ferry, the curling towers. It's very struggling to go up to 40. So yeah, I was looking on Flickr for pictures of Fiddlers Ferry power station. One picture I found was a pair of 20s coming into Fiddlers Ferry, where the guy was fishing in the foreground. Part of the road is really well done. It's a shame that no one ever uses it because, well, first of all, slang isn't really a very popular route because of its time period. And also, not many people actually care about heavy freight trains, but care more about fast passenger trains. And I'll never get to see this route. Never get to see this part of the route. So into Fiddlers Ferry, the speed limit is 15. And I should start braking for that, shouldn't I? Slot down to 15. Like that. I think the giant, I think it's a reservoir lake. I think it's for the power station to for generating electricity, because when you burn coal it's in water and the water had to come from somewhere, so the reservoir lake thing on the left. So the coal is burned, which heats up water, which the steam from the water generates the steam from the water, it turns turbines which generate electricity. The electricity is fed into the natural grid. So I would assume a power station like Fiddlers Ferry, it would need a lot of water, and you need a big body of water like a lake, which is on the left, and big giant pumps as well. Yeah, not too sure about the scenery on the right. It looks very barren. Seven manual points, so you're going via the unload entry marker on your 2D map. And stop where the workman is just before the coal unloader. Okay, so yeah, I think that's the right one. Yes, you're going straight on. The thing about merry-go-rounds is that the blue line is sometimes very hard to navigate because it just goes back on itself. And junctions, they're not very easy to know where it is. So yeah, it is at the right way. So we're going to go around the outside and then inwards. Because the reason we're stopping just before the unloader is because unloading 35 hoppers is extremely tedious. So what we're doing is going around the massive coal mound. We're stopping just before the unloader on the right. So yeah, this is the end of the video in the next few minutes. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this fairly lengthy video on the South Lancashire North Cheshire. It is currently available on backdated train sim. I'll leave a link to it in the description. I'll also leave a link to the 20 sound pack because the 20 sound pack is a lot better than the default sounds. They're saying that everything is better than default sounds. So subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. Leave a like if you like the video. Follow me on Twitch for future live streams. Join my Discord where we share screenshots. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video when we get to the loader. Yeah, it doesn't have the usual flying sounds that air-piece has. Not too much further. You can just make out a little orange man on the right. And I don't mean Donald Trump. So South Warrington break. You just want to stop just before the foot crossing. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. So arrival into Fiddlers Ferry.